Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Brittany Baget.
And I'm Casey Miller. Thanks for joining us tonight.
The city of Muncie has spent some time focusing on improving the area known as the Village. Jonathan Chapman is live with more.
The Village is located just south of Ball State University along University Avenue. There are many new businesses to the area, just like Brothers Bar and Grill, that have opened within the last year, and more that are on their way. Whether someone is looking for coffee, books, or nightlife, the Village has it all. The recent addition of the Village Promenade has created a renewed sense of growth and change in the area. Mark Raines and Brandon Shaver are the managers of the Cup, located in the heart of the Village. Mark and Brandon say the Cup has noticed a 50% increase in business over the last few years.
When we first opened, there was really nothing across the street. It was a shell of a building, so it's kind of hard to gauge as far as if we're talking about directly the promenade, the difference between it being there and not. We didn't really know a world where there was anything over there before, so have started to notice a little bit more foot traffic down this way as opposed to the last couple of years.
Hot Box Pizza, The Caffeinery, and Screen Broidery are just a few of the new guys to the group that have opened or will open soon in the Village. Screen Broidery opened on August 14th and have already noticed the impact the changes in the area are having.
I'm noticing it's starting to kind of grow. I just moved back here, so Village has kind of gone through a big transformation since I was here. But it looks like it's back on that upswing again.
The Cup thinks that as long as things are planned out, the future looks bright for the Village.
Like the idea of more businesses coming in and having more to do around here. And it seems like the Village can either be the hot spot or it's the place where there's nothing going on.
While there are still some empty store spaces and casualties from the renovations, local businesses are still hopeful that those spots will be filled soon. In Muncie, Jonathan Chapman, NewsLink, Indiana.
The Caffeinery is expected to open sometime in mid-October and Hot Box Pizza will open soon.
With homecoming just a few days away, everyone is gearing up for the week of events leading up to the big game. Even some people you may not think of. NewsLink's Deja Studdard has the story.
The countdown begins just a few days away from homecoming. It's not just the football coach or the players that make homecoming what it is, but it's other factors like local businesses that create this annual tradition. General Manager of the Cub, Kyle Raines, speaks on how his company gets ready for homecoming week.
It's basically where we've got 3 days of business packed into about 2 hours. So you just wake up you get plenty of sleep, try to wake up in a good mood, come to work, and try to just prepare for a line to the sidewalk for about 3 hours. The deal in here, though, is everybody I work with, they're good friends of mine. We have a ton of fun.
But that's not all of the preparation. University Police Chief Jimmy Duckham explains the task of what police workers must do in order to keep students safe.
Do you all do anything differently?
No, we pretty much address homecoming like we would do any other football game, except the crowd is larger. So we'll have officers at the tailgate section, we'll have officers at the stadium, we'll have officers on traffic control. We're just here to make sure that the event runs smoothly and people enjoy the day, quite frankly.
Whatever the day brings, sponsorship and video production chair of the homecoming committee, Matt King, thinks it will be.
It's still the same event, but every year it's getting bigger and better, and the numbers are more and more and more. So it's just exciting to see what it's going to look like this year.
Muncie, for NewsLink Indiana, Deja Studdard reports.
For more information about the week of events, you can head online to bsu.edu.
Well, Casey, with homecoming being next week, I'm definitely crossing my fingers that we're having some good weather.
Yep, very exciting week coming up. Rebecca, what can we expect in weather?
Yeah, guys, so this weather, we have homecoming coming up in about a week or so, but we have some great weather coming our way, some cooler temperatures, some things that are really going to make us excited for the day. So as right now for your bus stop forecast, you will see at 8 a.m. it'll be around 53. forecast, you will see Friday at 0% for precipitation. So this weekend, we are going to see some showers around 40% for Saturday, but it'll back off around Sunday and Monday and then come back on Tuesday for a 30% chance of precipitation, but with some, good medium temperatures for this time of year.
A Muncie man was arrested late Tuesday after beating and drowning his 8-month-old puppy. Indy Star reports that Jacob Joe Jackie Rogers, 26, of the 4500 block of West Bethel Avenue, was preliminarily charged with cruelty to an animal. Witnesses say Rogers became extremely angry after finding his bed wet and announced he was going to kill the 4-pound Yorkshire Terrier. The level 6 felony can face Rogers up to 30 months in prison.
And the death toll in Saudi Arabia now tops 700, with more than 800 injured in a stampede during the annual Hajj pilgrimage. It happened this morning in Mina, a few miles from Islam's holy city of Mecca. Saudi officials say two groups of pilgrims moving opposite directions collided, causing the stampede. This is the worst disaster at the Hajj since 1990, when 1,400 pilgrims died during a stampede, also in Mina. Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince has ordered an investigation.
Pope Francis gets a standing ovation during a joint meeting of Congress today. CNN's Polo Sandoval is in Washington with more details.
I have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you Pope Francis of the Holy See.
With both houses of Congress and presidential candidates looking on, Pope Francis spread his message of peace and love. He urged lawmakers to take action on the key issues he holds dear, like immigration and the refugee crisis.
We need to avoid a common temptation nowadays to discard whatever proves troublesome.
The Pope touched on climate change.
Now is the time for courageous action and strategies aimed at implementing a culture of care
and avoiding war.
A good political leader always opts to initiate processes rather than possessing space.
They're all issues some in Congress may see differently, like the Pope's longtime criticism of capitalism. Reporting in Washington, I'm Polo Sandoval.
This is also the first time a pope has ever addressed a joint meeting of Congress. An outbreak of a dangerous disease is just a short drive from Muncie. We'll tell you what health officials are hoping to do about it.
And Ball State students are celebrating the new school year to raise money for a good cause. That and more coming up.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Thank you, and welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. 4 people have died at the scene of a crash in Seattle just a few hours ago. According to the city's fire chief, the crash involved a charter bus, an amphibious tour vehicle, and 2 passenger cars. Chief Harold Scoggins said 12 people were critically injured in the collision. Seattle Mayor Ed Murray says that there were foreign students on the charter bus and efforts were being made to contact their consulates. But he had made no other details. He called the incident a, quote, terrible tragedy.
And Wayne County officials have declared a health emergency after a rise in hepatitis cases. Officials have taken steps to gain approval for a needle exchange program that was established under a new state law. The program would provide IV users with clean syringes. County commissioners agreed to write a letter backing the program, but the state health commissioner will have the final say on the request.
Residents across the state who receive food stamps and other benefits will be limited in how they use them this weekend. This is because the Indiana Family and Social Services Administration is shifting providers from J.P. Morgan Chase to Xerox. Welfare recipients won't be able to use their cards for purchases beginning on Saturday at 11 p.m. The outage period for the government-issued debit cards is expected to last until early Sunday afternoon.
Well, and some Ball State Greeks are hosting a back-to-school bash tonight to benefit the Muncie Boys and Girls Club. Logan Johnson is live at University Green, where the event is just getting started.
There's food and games here at University Green, and the fun is actually just getting started. And anybody who wants to participate in this event can actually help keep a child in school.
Books and backpacks are in high demand at the local Boys and Girls Club. That's why Phi Kappa Psi fraternity and Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority have both partnered to lend a hand.
It's nationally paired with Boys and Girls Club, and our philosophy is a great joy serving others. So it's an awesome opportunity just to give back to the community and the boys and girls who are trying to go back to school.
This fits into one of our AKA targets, educational enrichment, with our $1 Million Backpack initiative. So basically we're just collecting school supplies all over and donating to our local community.
The Boys and Girls Club has been a safe place for kids to grow and learn for more than 80 years. And Program Director Carly Davis says with the help of the community, the club can be around for many more years to come.
So things like the back to school event where our kids can get books and pencils and crayons, that's why we can do this back here is because of generous people like that who give back to these kids.
When the kids aren't shooting around in the gym, they're shooting for better grades. And with community help, these boys and girls can continue to read, write, and make friends.
Admission to this event is $1, 1 backpack, or 2 school supplies. And though that might sound like a small amount, a little bit goes a long way with this event. And people are able to continue to help boys and girls in the Muncie community. In Muncie, Logan Johnson, NewsLink, Indiana.
Now, the fun and games at the Back to School Bash will last until 9 tonight, and people can expect more fundraising events like this in the future. Now, coming up on NewsLink Indiana, find out what consequences a Texas football coach faces.
And we will have your full weather forecast next. Stick around.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Brittany, it is the first full weekend of fall coming up here. I'm assuming a lot of people are going to want to get out and take advantage of what's left of this great weather.
Yeah, definitely. Rebecca, can you tell everyone what their weekend weather is going to be like?
Yeah, guys, so like I said a little bit earlier, our weather is going to be very awesome. Like today we had a high of around 80. Our low is currently going to be tonight around 49. So, it's right around average temperatures. For the record, let's hop back to 1887. You'll see 34 degrees was the low. So we are doing, right on average temperatures, right where we should be. On the national temperatures, you will see Minneapolis at 67, Kansas City at 81, and Las Vegas is all the way at 100 degrees. So if you come back to Muncie, we're at 79 right now. For our Indiana temperatures, you'll see Indianapolis is at 82. We've got Terre Haute at 81 and Bloomington at 82 as well. So we're right in the median temperatures as we go throughout the week. So currently we're at 79. We've got a little bit of a breeze outside. It's around 10 miles per hour coming at us from the east. We have no humidity, so around 79 is exactly how it feels out there as well. So if we go to our radar, you guys can see nothing is coming at us at this point in time. But if we pan out to the national radar, you're going to see a system over here around Omaha and Kansas City. And then as we look at our precision forecast, you'll see some of the cloud cover start to come. You're also going to see a system down here in the southeast that's going to come up and give us some cloud cover. But this rain we're going to see down here in precipitation will not affect us for the weekend. So we've still got a great weekend coming at us. Tonight you're going to see 53 degrees outside, mostly clear skies, no precipitation to worry about, and the wind will fall down to around 4 miles per hour, now coming at us from the northeast. And then tomorrow you're going to see 79, so roughly the same as today. Partly cloudy skies, no storms until Saturday, so hopefully that'll hold out for us for this fall weekend that we have planned. For the bus stop forecast tomorrow, when you drop the kids off at 8, it's going to be around 53 degrees, so you might need a jacket to stay warm. But when they come out at 3, it'll be 77, so make sure they can take it off, have a great day, and there will be no showers as well. And then we're going to move on to the 7-day forecast, and as you guys can see, Friday, tomorrow, we have no precipitation, 79 degrees. And then this weekend, we're going to see some showers. We've got 40% chance on Saturday, 20% chance on Sunday. And then throughout Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to have low 80s to low 70s for our just our temperatures to round out the end of the week. But other than that, everything looks great.
It looks like the warmth is going to hold out, and it looks like great weather for high school football this weekend.
Yes, absolutely. It's going to be like the perfect temperature, just jackets, get all dressed up, school spirit, the whole 9 yards. It'll be a great weekend.
Great weekend to go into homecoming.
Awesome. Well, there's fallout tonight for the Texas high school football coach whose players tackled a referee. John Jay High School assistant coach Mac Breed was accused of ordering 2 of his players to take down one of the referees during the September 4th football game. The players involved have been suspended to an alternative school, while the head coach could be facing probation from coaching. The University Interscholastic League hopes to end the investigation in October.
Coming up, Riley Neal is starting for Ball State on Saturday. Find out what his former teammates have to say about the rising freshman.
NewsLink Sports coming up next.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
The Ball State football team heads to number 17 ranked Northwestern for the first time this weekend. After leading the Cardinals to a comeback win last week with 2 touchdowns against Eastern Michigan, freshman Riley Neal will get the start at quarterback. But the news of Neal's start isn't just about him, it's about a community.
Nearly a year after Riley Neal's last game at Yorktown High School, the Tigers get set to face their next opponent tomorrow night. But according to head coach Mike Wilhelm, that's not the only thing on the players' minds this week.
I hear guys talking about stuff like, it'll be awesome if Riley goes and Ball State upsets Northwestern this weekend. I mean, it's just part of the chatter you hear in the locker room and during breaks in practice. So he's definitely on our minds as an entire group and as a community.
Anthony Todd is the senior center for the Tigers, but he says he's also Neal's best friend. Todd says seeing his former teammates starting at the next level inspires him to work hard.
So I've learned to just try my hardest at everything, never take a play off, to do everything I possibly can, put in work in the summer, put in extra work. And if you do that, I've learned from him that it's going to pay off.
Senior running back and linebacker Peyton Stites says he's also learned from Neal.
I don't think I've ever seen Riley Neal panic in a football game ever. And I think that's kind of transferred over to this year. It gives me a cooler head, gives me more confidence, just makes me think in this situation, Riley wouldn't panic and he's perfectly successful, so why should I?
Wilhelm says Neal sets an example of hard work paying off for kids who want to succeed in life.
It doesn't matter where you're at, what you do. If you work hard and you have a little bit of DNA to go with it, that you can do whatever you want.
The Tigers are 3-2 so far this season, and Coach Wilhelm says he's confident in his team to finish strong. Also in Yorktown sports news, continuing its pursuit of an undefeated season, the Lady Tiger volleyball team comes into Muncie to compete in the Muncie Central Invite this Saturday. At a perfect 20-0 overall record so far, the Tigers have lost just 2 sets all season, with only 5 of its opponents holding records below 500. The Tigers have 4 more home matches in the regular season before it begins sectional play on October 20th. Moving on to the collegiate level, the Ball State women's volleyball team opens the 2015 Mid-American Conference season tonight at Toledo. The Cardinals team looks to improve its 6-8 overall record against the Rockets, a team that has not won a MAC conference game since the 2013 season. Head coach Steve Shondell told Ball State Athletics the team expects a tough match from the Rockets. He said every game played in the MAC conference is always a tough matchup. After tonight, the Ball State continues MAC play as they travel to Akron, Ohio on Saturday to take on the Zips at 5 p.m.
Well, Michael, certainly exciting to see Riley Neal, the hometown hero, at the helm of Ball State.
Absolutely, yeah. No matter what his performance is this week, you know he's going to have a community behind him to support him after that.
Absolutely. Well, coming up, a new musical is headed to Ball State.
Your entertainment news is next. Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Danielle Jones, and this is your entertainment news. Mad World, a new Ball State music production, will take action this weekend. The production will take its audience to a time when Lewis Carroll was born. Mad World, the winner of Ball State's first Discovery New Musical Theater Festival, will take its audience to the 1800s. Tony Wetherington, theater major and character in Mad World, says he discovered he wanted to be a part of the arts in high school.
I think my favorite part about the theatrical world is just being able to step outside of yourself. You get to be somebody else for, 2 weeks, 3 months, 2 years. It depends on how long the run is, but it's so cool to be able to study somebody and study their life and become them on stage in front of an audience.
This musical definitely turns your expectations on their head. There's not a lot of dancing, but there's a ton of singing. And the story itself is set in the 1800s, but it's a rock score, so it's rock music. And that definitely puts a whole different spin on what you expect when you go to see a musical.
Mad World will air at the University Theater September 25th through October 4th. In Muncie, Danielle Jones, NewsLink Indiana. Tickets are on sale and can be purchased at the University Theater box office. Cornerstone Center for the Arts is hosting the 9th annual Muncie Music Fest on Saturday, October 10th. The event will feature over 30 bands, including local talent. From 5 until 5 p.m., the festival will have 6 stages open to all ages. After 10 p.m., the event will be 21 and over as several local bars will take over. Admission to the music festival is free.
All right, Rebecca, we've got just enough time to take one final look at weather.
Yes, absolutely. So guys, this weekend we are going to see on our 7-day forecast, Friday we have 0% for precipitation. So we'll have a beautiful fall start to the weekend. Saturday and Sunday we'll have some slight chance for precipitation. So you'll see 40% chances, but your high is still 74 and your low will be 59. For the rest of the week, it's low 80s, low 70s, and then high 50s for your lows for the week.
Well, that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in Monday night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision. For Rebecca Brumfield, I'm Casey Miller.
And for Michael Kuhn, I'm Brittany Beget. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.
Nailed it. There we go. I liked it.